Hi, it's Tom here from Flightline Media. Today we are going to build this monster, a Henkel 111 Twi'lek from ICM out of Ukraine. For this build I will also use a big headset from Edward. First we will assemble 4 wheelbase. I start by using PE parts with CA glue. As you can see, there are so many small details from PE parts. Now it's time to glue all the components. Here is the front of the wheelbase. I added some details to the cockpit wall and radio operator compartment. And now we can start assembly of 4-wheel base and all other components from that area. Move on to the gunner position. More PE parts will be used here. Starting with the cockpit. So many PE parts with instruments and small boxes. Here I am using wire insulation for the instrument panel. Adding lead wires. With Maskell I masked PE parts because they are pre-painted and they will not match my RLM 66 color. For the interior I used a brown primer. I have added some white to the base color and sprayed in some areas to get a weathering effect. Unmask with a toothpick very easily. Using a brush, I painted some more details. All areas received clear gloss for following steps. I applied grey wash around raised details and cleaned up with cotton cloth. Next step is dry brushing with a light grey color to highlight the details. Here I'm using sand pigments diluted with white spirit to achieve some color differences. After a few minutes, I blend the color with a cotton swab. Again, I use some extra material from my spare box to add more details in the cockpit area. For the pilot seat belts, I drilled a hole in the seat and then attached them. They are glued in position with CA glue. Before closing the fuselage, we need to glue all clear parts for the window. I need to mask again, because window frames need to be in a RLM 66. Here I am preparing all levers for the cockpit. To get the right look, I used white glue. After the glue has dried, we can paint them. And they are ready for the final assembly. Here we start with masking clear parts for cockpit area. Clear part ready for installation. Preparing more wires for detailing the cockpit. And the job is done. Finally, it's time to close the fuselage. And this is the left fuselage. Dressing up gunner position on the upper side and glue the part in place. There is more work in the cockpit area. Clear parts glued together and attached to the fuselage. Here are the parts for the belly gunner position. I cut the machine gun barrels and will glue them again at the end of the build because they are very fragile. And put a time for all joints. Water sanding with 600 grit and followed by 1000 grit. Now I am preparing for the rivets. I have a blueprint and rivet tool ready, so the show can begin. On some places I use a ruler and tape for straight line. Here you can see how the rivets look. Gluing horizontal stabilizers in place. And this is the middle section part between two fuselage. In the box you will find the parts for the engines. I will now show them open, but they need to be assembled due to the engineering of the kit. And there are 5 of them. Oh yeah! Here I'm spraying interior color over the masked clear part. Installing the engines. All 5 of them. Here you can see why you need install engines. And PE parts again for the engine area. And now we can glue upper wing. And closing the engines. And so many parts in this area. Some gaps I filled up with styrene. Then I sanded them. Adding more rivets, this time on the upper wing. After this, I cleaned all surfaces with alcohol. Starting with grey primer. I decide to make pre-shading with black color. Painting starts with the bottom of the model using IRLM 65 between black lines. And after that, several light coats over all area. Now we need to mask bottom of the model and prepare them for the camo color. Same process as we do on the bottom. First color is IRLM 71. I started masking the surface for second camo color. This time it is IRLM 70. This is the standard camouflage sham for the Henkel 111. During unmasking, I noticed some areas needed to be fixed, especially on demarcation lines between two camo colors. All color work is protected with clear gloss and surface is now prepared for decals. In the ICM box you will not find swastika decals, so I use them for my spares. For this task I used chipping fluid to prepare the surface for a winter wash. Just brush it all over the model where the winter wash will be. This is the fourth stage of color work. White color all over. The model is huge and I work segment by segment. Important thing is that you need to make shipping as soon as color dries. I'm using flat brush with lots of water. I started removing white color in airflow direction. Need to be careful to not overdo this process. For wash, I use my own mix made with oil color. I remove excess with a paper towel. Here I'm using a cotton cloth and the wash is not completely dry. After painting, I assembled the landing gears. I used Cooper wires to add some more details. I sprayed black primer, followed by RLM02. Dry brush technique of erase details and landing gears are ready for installation. Here is the main wheel brushed with dust effect. Now we can remove all mask from the clear parts. Exhaust painted and easily installed. There are 10 of them. Landing gear doors in place. Remember those barrels that I cut earlier? I will add some PE details on them. I saw this detail on my reference pictures and decided to make them from aluminium foil. It is a sun cover on the cockpit window. Now we are very close to the end of the build, attaching propellers and spinners on 5 engines. One last thing is radio wire made from stretched material. Details on the wire was made with Mescal. X-house stains are made with very diluted smoke color. And this is it. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed building this unusual subject. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned for more upcoming and never seen before projects. Thanks, bye!